Today I plan to make and show you how to make your own bug hotels. This is great for pollinization, which we're really in need of at the moment. In college, I've been doing a course in art, and we've worked alongside a company called Pollinize. They're absolutely fantastic. I'm going to pop some facts in here as well in the video about them, and at the end I'll pop their link on so you can visit their page. But let's get started. The first thing we need is some recycled goods, because let's be environmentally friendly when we do this. The bugs will love it as well. I went to my recycle bin in the hope I'd be able to get some. Unfortunately, I don't have anything. So what I'm going to do is I've grabbed my keys. I'm going to pop a visit to my local scrap shop. And did you know that 75% of all insects have declined and gone down in the last 25 years due to loss of habitation in their homes, which means their homes have been destroyed? Sadly, this is by man-made or just natural disasters. Companies like Pollinize have helped to create new homes for these, and I hope that in reading and watching this video that you can also make new homes for them with these fun bug hotels. This is Plymouth Scrap Store. I use it all the time for projects I have. I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's really cheap if you haven't got any recycled goods at home. So let's go have a look around. It's absolutely convenient to me. It's not too far away. You come in, you have bags on access here. I normally bring mine, I haven't today. It has a variety of all different stuff here. Cardboard, boxes, things like that. Obviously we're trying to build a bug hotel, it's going to be outside. Probably cardboard isn't the best thing to use because it would just dissolve in the rain. Has all sorts of materials, so for any other projects in the future this is really good. So I've beelined, pun intended, for anything plastic, basically plastic based that I can reuse and recycle and upscale, because it's waterproof and weatherproof. There's even a kids section, so if you're feeling cheeky or you want a little present for yourself as well as your bug hotel, you can pick up a little gift for yourself on the way. So I've been looking now, I'm kind of stuck now and my brain has just gone completely dead and I don't know what else to put in my bug hotel, but luckily there is always staff members nearby.
Oh yeah, can I help you with something?
Yes, I'm trying to look for stuff. I'm making bug hotels for my art project. I want it to be environmentally friendly, so I'm using recycled goods.
Brilliant.
And I also want it to be weatherproofing. So I've got some plastic stuff, but I kind of need stuff to like fill it now for the bugs to hide in and things like that.
Right, okay.
So I'm kind of thinking like little mini bits. They don't have to be weatherproof because they're going to be in a plastic thing anyway. But like little nooks
They're
for
going
them.
to be in it, in the plastic, so it doesn't necessarily need to be.
No, it just needs to be small for them to like hide in.
Well, we have lots of really weird small things. Some of them are, you know, if you just look, that's a really good shape for a bug to crawl in. These are like little.
Yeah, it's just like little hidey holes and stuff for them to go in.
We've got some shells if you wanted to go a bit more natural, and rocks and things, corks. Lots of corks. Then we've got like the wood section up the end where you can find lots of little bits of wood like that you might be able. Yeah, lots of offcuts.
Perfect. I'll do that then. I think I didn't even realise all this was here.
Yeah, so there's quite a lot of random sort of little tubes, and these are the inside of cotton reels. So, you know, the little tiny ones.
Little ladybugs and stuff.
Yeah, fit in those. Lovely, wouldn't they?
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you for your help.
Anything else?
No, I'll have a look around and then...
Fabulous.
Hey, thank you.
Brilliant.
Alright, how are you? Yeah, quick time, but okay.
A couple of scoops of this, I think. Lovely. Just put that in for a bit of fun. Little tubes for them to hide in. That one's got something in it. I need an empty tube. Perfect. That one's got seeds in it. We could even replant those, so let's take those with us. If you are going to use cardboard, you can get
weatherproofing material to go on the outside of it, just to make it that a little bit more sturdy and weatherproof. Again, that can be found in local stores. But you can use milk cartons, they're fantastic, cut them down. Any of this would be absolutely fantastic, little nooks for them to hide in, anything like that is absolutely fantastic. This sort of thing, perfect. This, they can hide in that, absolutely perfect little nook to go inside it. I'm going to make a mini version for my garden, probably about that size, so I think that's probably quite a good one to take. Right, all done.
All done. Got everything?
I have, and it's all perfect. It's in a bag. I even picked myself up a little treat. So,
Well done.
how much is it going to cost?
So, are you a member?
I am.
You are. And is it in date? Let me put my glasses on.
I just renewed it.
Certainly
recently.
is. Brilliant. Well done. Okay, so a bag is £3
Perfect.
if you're a member and £6 if you're not. So that one would be £3.
A lovely bag.
Yeah.
£3.
So it's just
Perfect. Okay, let's get that rounded up then. Let's spread off. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sadly, Asian hornets have actually come over this country, so it is a fact. It means they've come over in cars or vans on deliveries, and unfortunately one hornet can kill 50 bees in a day, and it only takes one of their queens to make 100 other queens. Companies like Pollenize are helping to combat this and eliminate them, so our bees, our little friendly bees, can carry on doing their job that they're supposed to do in this country. Okay, so that was a fun morning. Now we're back with all of our goodies. We can start off with our goodies. So that was for me. And I'm gonna make a plant pot. So you can reuse stuff. Environmentally friendly. I'm gonna make it a little plant pot at home. But that was my treat. Right. Let's unpack all our goodies. We get building. So, like I said, we were gonna go for a plastic base just because it's weatherproof. So I think it's best for them if it's weatherproof. So I'm making this in my college because this is for one of my projects. So I do have a mat. I'm also using a Stanley knife and scissors. I'm also using a glue gun. Obviously, if you're making these at home, especially for young children, one, get your parents to help you with anything sharp. Don't want any missing fingers. And two, scissors is fine. Scissors is fine. I use this just for ease and fastness. So this is going to be our start. We're going to just do a small one today, just really easy, quick and easy. It's an old ice cream tub. Somebody ate all the yummy ice cream and now we're going to use the tub. So how we're going to start is with our bases. So what we need to do is create compartments in this for the bugs to hide in with different things in it. So one will be like leaves and you've got like twigs, so it'll appeal to all sorts of wildlife. So what we're going to do first is we're going to look at some of the stuff that I picked up to go inside it, see what fits best. I've got different shapes just for fun, and we'll see how well they work and go in together. So one of the first bits I've got here is an old bit of piping. I think this is brilliant, one, because it's really solid, two, it's recycled, and three, it's got a nice little bit of fur lining or like fluff lining inside, so it's warm as well for them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by putting that in my base, and as you can see, they can get in from the front, they can also get out on the top, so if I have another compartment up here, they can also explore that compartment. So what we're going to do is get a glue gun, glue it in, and then we'll look at the next compartment. Right, so we've got our glue gun nice and warm. Like I said, you can just use generic glue, tape, whatever you've got in the house. You don't have to use glue gun. I'm using a glue gun just for the fact that it's quick, dries fast, and obviously at the moment I'm doing a video. So just so you guys get an idea, you're not on here for the next 500 hours. We are using a glue gun. So this is a little packing pot that I found. And again, just fits in there nicely. They'll crawl up into that. You've got shelter and everything. So it doesn't have to look like a beauty contest. They ain't gonna care. They're not gonna worry how it looks as long as they got some shelter. So that's how far I got with that one. What I'm going to do now is we'll come back over here and we are going to cut some of this down to size to fit in as well, because they've got a nice little hole for them. Let's just do that now.
What food do you think bugs help create? You're probably thinking vegetables. Huh! They actually help make honey, apples, and help chocolate.
Yep, as I said, I need this one. What I've done is I've already measured it, how much I would need. So that's about half of it. Like I said, for ease, I am using this, but preferably scissors if you can. They are safer, and also get a parent to help you. Be careful when cutting plastic because it can be sharp and you don't want to lose any fingers to it. So now I've made a hole, I'm going to switch to scissors, which are easier, she says, not making it look easy. And let's cut this. Boom, perfect. Like I said, no beauty contest, doesn't need to wear it. Luckily that isn't actually sharp. These are already perfect sizes, so they can just go straight in. I've also got this, which would be again nice, and it will fit in perfectly. Not for circles this time, just because it happened to be what I found in the scrap shop, but I do have one which I will upload as well, where I made it. That I did make from card. It was a template, so it wouldn't be weather resistant, but it looks really good and it gives you better ideas of like bigger ones you can do, things like that. I also made one out of wood, which I can upload as well. So this time I'm going to just use scissors to show you don't need the knife. It's nice and easy to cut. Also, 2 halves. I can make another one later on. So now we're going to go back to the glue gun and glue those. Now's the fun part, we just got to decide where we think we want these to go. So I think I'll start with the bigger one, because the bigger ones are harder to place, because obviously you will try and fit stuff in and around them. So we're going to go for a nice big one up here again. Don't be like, oh, how are they going to get into this one? You know, all little creatures and little bugs are fantastic little problem solvers and climbers. They will get in there, I guarantee it. Next one's this red one, and I'm thinking possibly putting it down here. There you go. I didn't even need glue for that. Fits in perfect. So if you don't need it, don't use it. Glue is not overly environmentally friendly, so if you can get away with not using glue at all and just putting them in and just filling the spaces so you don't need to use the glue, that's even better, because the bugs aren't going to like the glue. That's not fun for them. It doesn't smell nice, doesn't feel nice. So that's what we're up to at the moment. So we can just fill that now. I mean, it looks amazing as it is.
Paul and I have put beehives all around Plymouth. Have you spotted one?
So the next step now is to grab our bag again, nice and empty, and then we're going to go outside and we're going to get all the fun stuff to go in it. We want to fill it full of things that they're going to like. So now we need to go for a little walk and see what we can find.
Did you know we need pollen for fertilisation?
This is important because it produces fruits, seeds and new generations of plants.
So as you've seen, what I've done is I collected stuff off the floor. I don't go and pick stuff off trees or, you know, take them away from the environment already, because they could already be using that and you're upsetting their biodiversity. So I take dead leaves off the floor. What I can do, just start piling them in, just giving them somewhere nice to hide, a bit of warmth. What you want to do is just fill this. Moss, you can find moss on the floor, often the birds kick it out. So what you want to do is do different sections. So there's like leaves in that one. We could do a twig section where they can just go in between the twigs, go and hide in twigs. Also, twigs are a great way of bulking it out if you've got gaps, because they'll just slide nicely into the gaps. Again, these are on the floor, snapped off the tree, just died over time, or wildlife got to them, or more sadly, humans did and broke them off. So you just snap it and fill it, because all these little gaps and everything, they'll get into those little gaps, and they'll make little homes in there. So you want to fill it full of these, as that. So that's how we would do that one. I've also got things like shells, things like that you can pop in, just fill the gaps at the bottom here. You want to create little dens again, you can just fill it full of like shells that you find at the beach, things like that. Wood, you find just driftwood and pop that in there, little bits of wood. This is actually old potpourri that I'm using. Doesn't smell anymore, not gonna put them off. Again, nice little fillers, little bowls and things for them that they'll climb into and back out of. So yeah, you just want to fill it full of that sort of thing. Basically, I can show you my after. So this was one that I've already done. I decorated with these. These have no purpose, because you want to attract little critters, not the big critters. But as you can see, I did pop a little bit of moss in there for them. There are these again, there's leaves, there's a big bit of wood there, that's bark that's fallen off a tree. You've got some acorns, stones, create a little den for them with stones. Sorry, pine cones. There are acorns in there somewhere, but they are buried. Leaves are a great way to bulk it out as well if you just need to fill some space. I put these in just to create some, you know, stability on it, and I decorated it from the top with some twigs just to try and keep predators away. But realistically, if you're going to put it in a public place, you want people to see it because you don't want it to get trampled on, destroyed. So I probably would leave it as the colour, or put brightly paint it. Yellow's a really bright colour, and yet it's still appealing to the little critters, bees and stuff like that. So yeah, that is what you're aiming for, and then you pop it in your garden and just revisit it and see what little critters you can find in there. Might be fine, you know, some ants. You get shield bugs, ladybirds, spiders. See if you can list any more that I generally can't think of that would be pollinators. Just pop a comment in the comment section. And I hope this helps. I hope you enjoy it. I've attached a link to the Pollinise website as well. Please check it out for seed packets and much more little things that could help all our little friends. And let's try and help them as much as we can. Why not grow your own little wild meadow, like a little spot in your garden? You can even plant it in a public area as long as you get permission. And then put your bug hotel in it, and let's create a whole new little environment and world. Please feel free to comment on my video with any images of your bug hotel. I'd love to check them out for fresh ideas and what critters you have living in them. Florence the butterfly often visits mine. I have several in my garden. Thank you for joining in, and I will pop the link to their website on now.